So you've both agreed the house needs to sell. Then someone runs the numbers and the news isn't good. What happens when your home is worth less than what you owe, or when the cost to sell wipe out what little equity you have left? That's exactly what we're talking about today, and the options are more nuanced than most people realize. In a divorce, a home doesn't have to be in classic negative equity territory to create a real financial problem. There are two situations to watch out for. True negative equity is when the home's value is less than the mortgage payoff. An effective negative equity, there's technically some equity, but after selling costs, there's nothing left. Or worse, a shortfall. In the 2026 Phoenix and Scottsdale market, it's that second scenario showing up more often. Homes that look fine on paper until you factor in the mortgage payoff, selling costs, buyer concessions, and any liens. Paper equity and walkaway money are not the same thing. That distinction matters enormously in a divorce. In a traditional sale, if the numbers don't work, the seller decides what to do next. But in a divorce, you have two parties, often with different financial situations, different risk tolerances, and different emotional relationships to the home. That means disagreements are almost always guaranteed without a clear strategy. Who covers the shortfall at closing? Do you wait for the market? And who pays the mortgage while you wait? Can one spouse even qualify to keep the home? None of these resolve themselves. They need to be addressed directly and early. So what should you do first? If you're a homeowner, get an accurate net proceeds analysis before making any decisions. Not a guesstimate, a real number that accounts for your payoff, your costs, and today's market. And if you're an attorney, knowing the equity position early gives your client more options and far fewer surprises at mediation. A problem identified at intake is a manageable problem. The same problem surfacing at the settlement table is not. An underwater home in a divorce isn't a dead end, but it does change everything about how the case needs to be handled. The earlier you have a clear picture of where things stand, the more options everyone has. If this is your situation, let's talk. Please feel free to book a no-cost consultation. Let's look at these numbers together.